That's what you use it for.
طيب جمهور العلماء, the majority of أهل العلم, الحنفية, الحنابلة and الشافعية said no, because their argument that money will disappear. And you use the money, you give it to the poor or whatever you use it for, that's it, it will not come back. But for al-Malikiyya and one of the opinions of Imam Ahmed, that it can be a waqf. As the brother said, it depends how you use it. Now give me an example. Now you're saying you build a masjid with it. That's not the money itself. The money, we're saying the previous condition was that the asl or the thing you dedicate as a waqf stays the way it is. So if we're going to say money, we're going to buy a masjid, the money disappears. So that's يعني يحوم حول الحمى.
Education, so for the education of somebody, to pay his education through.
If you pay someone's education or to go to Islamic school, or the money gonna be spent.
Somebody used to give it to keep putting the same money again and again.
Which money? To give birth?
No, the money that you said you want.
Someone has $100,000.
Okay.
Give me an example. How can it be a waqf?
Well, if you keep putting the $200,000
stock market.
That means it will disappear. It will disappear. Because you have to pay zakah if it's your money, or you put it in a bank, forget about it. You're going to take it, you want to make waqf, and you're going to go with the haram. Doesn't make sense.
If you use this money for a business and the profit,
the business can fail.
What about like a trust fund for the Muslims, like the poor, and keep putting money into it?
You're close, but
you lend money with no.
Thank you. You lend it. You create an organization or a fund, and you say this is money for the poor of the Muslims who qualify. We cannot afford to give you, but we're going to lend you. So you're going to borrow it for 6 months, for a year, and then once you get it, you finish, and you have to bring back the money. So this way the money continues to be the same, and continues to benefit the people. Someone might jump and say, what if he doesn't bring it back? Well, these things can happen. But we're saying in general that this is a way that al-waqf, and this is the opinion of al-Malikiyya, wallahu a'lam, yani, this is the correct opinion, because there is no dalil that says otherwise. No dalil says darahim or money cannot be used as darahim or dananir cannot be used as waqf. هو مذهب الإمام شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية. هو الشرط يعني the next condition أن يكون على جهة بر. الوقف that you picked has to be dedicated for a service in righteousness. In righteousness. So يعني you do not build a movie theater and say this is waqf. Okay? You cannot build a business that will sell haram and say this is a waqf. Whatever comes out of this business for Allah. So it has to be in birr. It has to be for a righteous deed, for a righteous purpose. Okay? For righteous purpose. Very, very important. قال المؤلف رحمه الله ولا يصح إلا على بر أو معروف. So that waqf has to be for a righteous purpose, for a good purpose. And good is judged by Islam. It's not good according to the people's hawa, to the people's desire, to the people's logic, to the people's environment. Good is according to قال الله قال رسول. What Allah says good, what the Prophet says good, then that is good. What the culture, what the urf, what the custom says good, if it doesn't contradict with what Allah and the Messenger said, then it's good. Stuff like that. Ijma', qiyas, alright? But whatever is considered righteousness, because in some societies, يعني, maybe a movie theater is right, they don't see anything wrong with it, okay? And you see it existing in the hearts of the Muslim countries, and they don't think it's a big deal or anything haram with it. Movies, all these things. So even music, someone goes and builds a studio to make music and all that, and he said for the sake of Allah. Alright? So it's very important that it has to be in righteousness, in agreement with the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Also, al-waqf has to be dedicated for someone who can benefit from it, not for someone who can't. You do not build, for example, a barn and say this is waqf for the animals. Okay? The thing that can benefit has to be something, or it's going to be a human being who can own. That's one of the conditions. So it boils down to be a human being. So you do not do a waqf for animals. You don't do a waqf for a dead person. And you say the one who's going to benefit from this, my grandfather. Okay, where's your grandfather? He's dead. Okay, doesn't make sense. So the waqf has to be on something that can own. Animals don't own, the people don't own. Okay? Now, there's a difference between having a waqf for the dead person to benefit from, or having the waqf for the sake of Allah to benefit the dead person. Alright? You see the difference? The difference is you cannot put a waqf and say the only one. We said that al-waqif, or the person who puts a waqf, has the right to decide whatever he wants, who benefits from it. So you cannot say, I make this waqf so and so can use it, but he's dead. But you can say, I do the waqf for the poor people to use, okay, or waqf to benefit the poor people, for example, or waqf for the people to pray in, hoping the reward will go to so and so who's dead. So on behalf of so and so. So I'm my father's son, my father dies, and I want to do righteousness, I want to do birr for him, so I build a masjid, and on his behalf, hoping that the reward will go to him. Alright? That is right, that's okay. But I cannot build a masjid that says my father is the dead people who are going to pray in it. Alright? So that is why they mention this. Also applies to that al-majnoon. Okay? Majnoon cannot own. Okay? Cannot automatically go to own. If something in his property, it stays in his property, but he cannot own, cannot go and buy. Okay? That transaction is invalid. Shart al-khamis, أن يكون الوقف ناجزا فلا يصح الوقف المؤقت ولا المعلق إلا إذا علقه على موته. Okay. الوقف ناجز once I say something dedicated, it's thrown right away. So once I say this masjid I built as a masjid, waqf, so right away it becomes waqf. Okay, a piece of land is waqf, a garden is waqf, a building is waqf, a house is waqf, right away it's waqf. So I cannot say waqf in 10 years. And there's difference in opinion amongst the ulama, but this is the opinion of the majority, except one thing, and that is death. Most of the ulama said he can put the condition that X place or X property or whatever becomes waqf once I die. A house he lives in, he said this house will be waqf after I die for the poor people. So the exception of death, they said that is the only exception, but actually there is no dalil that death is the only thing you can use, and that's why the other ulama said that you can, the one who waqif, or the one who puts something as a waqf, has the right to put any conditions he wants. فالجمهور يمنعون من الوقف المعلق إلا إذا كان معلق